Next up is Biological Sciences, presented by Professor Fernando Nieto, and assisted by Professor Virgilio Remeza and Professor Rita Colon-Urban.
So will the Biological Sciences honorees come forward, please? So the Bio Department presents awards in two categories, one for academic excellence and one for excellence in research. Students receiving the Academic Excellence Award are graduating seniors with a GPA of 3.5 or higher. And the honorees for academic excellence are Rushika Dalaya. Rushika will be doing research over the summer, continuing with the research, preparing for the medical college admissions test, preparing her application for med school, and completing her flight training to become a licensed pilot. A second honoree is Catherine Mowat. Catherine Mowat is one of our graduates from the BSDO program. That's a 3+4 program with the NYIT for a doctor of osteopathy. So we are confident that she'll be there next fall at the School of Osteopathic Medical School. And she's interested in emergency medicine. Our next honoree is Diana Persaud, who is also preparing her admissions test for medical school. Next honoree is Udayani Rabindranath, who is also preparing her MCAT and also applying to med school for entry in the fall of 2016. Farida Rushdie, who has done research with Dr. Patrick Cadet and presented her research at the C-STEP conference this past Saturday. And finally, our wonderful and flaming Chancellor's Award for the year, Yuvraj Singh, who has been accepted at the School of Osteopathic Medical Medicine in Pennsylvania, where he will start this July. Students receiving the Excellence in Research Award are also graduating seniors with a minimum GPA of 3.0 who have been nominated by their research mentors. And this year's recipients are Udayani Rabindranath, who has worked under the mentorship of Dr. Mania Mascarino on a project looking at the application of molecular markers for the development of diagnostic tools for prostate cancer. Kendra Geta, who has worked under the mentorship of Dr. Rita Colon-Urban on the subject of antibiotic resistance in gram-negative bacteria from clinical isolates. Kendra is going this summer to spend 10 weeks at the University of Lille as part of the Westbury Neuroscience International Program, and she will be pursuing a PhD in immunology and microbiology. And finally, once again, Yuvraj Singh, who this year has been working with Dr. Mania Mascarino also on applications of molecular markers for the development of diagnostic tools for prostate cancer. Again, our congratulations to the Biology Department honorees. Yeah, so Samiha Tariq couldn't be with us today, but we also are very proud and happy for all her accomplishments. So again, a round of applause for our honorees today. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next up is Chemistry and Physics, presented by Dr. Judy Lloyd.
Will the Chemistry and Physics honorees please come forward? While they're coming up, I'd like to say that we have two of our students who could not join us today, Sarah Cohanum and Shannon Tracy. We can acknowledge them now. And I'd like to ask you to stay after I give you your awards. So the Chemistry and Physics Department gives awards for academic achievement and academic excellence, for achieving a grade point average of either 3.5 or 3.75 in a very demanding subject. And the first award goes to Osner Zaim. The second award to Allison Abraham. And the third award to Madhya Rahat. We also honor students who've shown a special promise in subdisciplines of chemistry. And so one is given by the American Chemical Society to the student who shows the best performance in organic chemistry, and that's given to Allison Abraham. And Allison will be going off to Stony Brook next year on a full scholarship to pursue a doctorate in chemistry. And we also honor the student who showed outstanding performance in inorganic chemistry. That award is given by the American Chemical Society to Madhya Rahat. And then finally, the science departments, biological sciences, chemistry and physics, and public health, give a joint award called the Musa Award, which was started in 1995 to honor the memory of Jibril Musa, who was a student from Africa who showed outstanding promise as a science major. And we give that every year to the student who was the head of our science club. And this year, and that's a cash award that goes to Madhya Rahat. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you. Next up is Dr. Henry Teo for the Collegiate Science and Technology Entry Program.
Good evening. Allison, come back, Allison. We want you here. On behalf of the Collegiate Science and Technology Entry Program, it is my great pleasure to present the Outstanding C-STEP Student of the Year to Ms. Allison Abrams. Allison bucks the trend. She started with the art major from California, winding up with a BA degree here in chemistry with a 3.83 GPA. Let's give her a big hand applause, please. Additionally, she did a research internship at Brookhaven National Lab last year and is again being chosen and selected to be participating at Brookhaven National Lab again this summer. And as Dr. Weinstein had mentioned earlier too, she got a full scholarship to Stony Brook University where she will be pursuing a PhD degree in material science and also a teaching assistantship. So please join in Allison.
Thank you. Next, we have the English Department. Awards presented by Professor Amara Graf. And assisted by Professor Linda Camarasana.
Will the English Department honorees please join us up front? Our honorees will graduate with a Bachelor of Arts in English with a specialization in either multicultural or world literature. Honorees wearing medallions and red and black honors cords are members of Sigma Tau Delta, the International English Honors Society. The English Department is proud to present two groups of high-achieving students with awards this afternoon. The first group will receive the Academic Excellence Award, which recognizes students who have earned a cumulative grade point average of 3.7 or higher. Our first honoree is Tuba Illick. Tuba is completing a senior thesis on nature and masculinity in Virginia Woolf's Mrs. Dalloway, which has been accepted for presentation at the 25th International Conference on Virginia Woolf. Congratulations. Dwan McNair. Duan's senior thesis is on the autobiography of Malcolm X, which he presented at the Student Conference on Language and Literature. He plans to study law in the future. Christy Mignon. Christy's senior thesis is on female gender roles in Edwidge Dantica's Breath, Eyes, Memory, which she presented at the Student Conference on Language and Literature. She plans to pursue a career in publishing. Congratulations. Jonathan Noyes. Jonathan is completing a senior thesis on mental illness in Virginia Woolf's Mrs. Dalloway. He has presented papers at 2 conferences at Old Westbury and plans to pursue the MAT degree and teach English. Destiny Rivera. Destiny's senior thesis was on sexuality and identity in Toni Morrison's The Bluest Eye. She plans to pursue graduate work in psychology and English. Melody Tomlinson. One of SUNY's Chancellor Award recipients, Melody completed a senior thesis on Dostoevsky's Crime and Punishment, which she presented at the inaugural SUNY Undergraduate Research Conference. She plans to attend Wheaton Graduate School to earn an MAT in English education and hopes to teach abroad in Kenya. Our second group of honorees received the Academic Achievement Award, which recognizes students who have earned a cumulative grade point average of 3.3 to 3.69. Our first honoree is Jennifer Farquharson. Jennifer completed her senior thesis on Ellison's Invisible Man and planned to study law. Jessica John. Jessica is completing her senior thesis on Malcolm X's autobiography and has participated in the English Department's Student Conference on Language and Literature. Annie Ramirez. Annie's senior thesis was on the evolution of the deceptive romance in Charlotte Bronte's Jane Eyre. Next month, she will move to Japan, where she will teach English as a second language. Jamel Sleem. Jamel is completing his senior thesis on the negative images of power and authority in the works of Edgar Allan Poe. He has published in the English Department's Journals of Creative Writing and Academic Scholarship. Congratulations. On behalf of the English Department, we would like to extend our congratulations to every award recipient here this afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have the History and Philosophy Department. Awards will be presented by Dr. Caroline Sawyer.
Thank you, Dr. Hillary, and I'll be assisted by my colleague, Dr. Chris Nataro. The History and Philosophy Department has 2 majors, actually 3. One is Philosophy and Religion. The other is History with 2 tracks, Liberal Arts and Social Sciences. Our graduates and especially those our awardees today have shown by their biographies that some sent how enterprising they are. Their futures include plans for the Navy, working for Amnesty International, actually both of those, Masters of Arts in Teaching, law school, and dedication, probably full-time, to a family, as I think you'll see one of our awardees, as well as, in her case, plans for a career in bioethics and medicine. So we also have the 2 sets of awards. I would like to call now Rosanna Baig. Thank you. Actually, in the proper order, Rosanna Baig and all of our awardees from history majors or philosophy majors. Tom, that's you. Derek? And Taryn. So our first awardee with the Award for Academic Excellence is Rosanna Baig. Taryn Seidenspinner with a degree, working toward a degree in history and social studies, which she'll accomplish soon. Also, history social studies, Derek Bonavia. And Tom Shanmugam, history, liberal arts.
Thank you. Next, we have Dr. Maureen Dolan presenting for the Department of Mathematics and Computer and Information Science.
Good afternoon to you all. Will the students receiving awards today in mathematics and computer science please step forward? The department honors in a very selective way its top students for their efforts and their excellence in a very demanding undergraduate curriculum. The first award today is for academic excellence in computer and information sciences. We are honoring Cyril Thomas. Cyril began working in the IT field 5 years ago in the area of software development, and he is currently employed at Jamaica Hospital as a desktop support analyst. Cyril has attended college both part-time and full-time. I do recall he would come to my probability class very late in the evening after a full day of work. He was a team leader in his computer science capstone courses, and following his graduation next month, he plans, in his bachelor's in computer science, he will be pursuing his master's degree in computer science at Georgia Institute of Technology. So we congratulate Cyril. Our other award recipient who is present today is Lee Goldman. Lee is being honored for academic excellence in mathematics adolescence education. Lee worked for 13 years in the dynamic field of architectural engineering, and yet in his statement, he indicated that despite considerable financial and professional success, he felt a personal void. So he decided to leave behind his really good job in the private sector. He went back to college as an adult in his mid-30s, and he decided to pursue his lifelong dream of being a math teacher. While pursuing his degree at Westbury, Lee has had the opportunity to work with students in various grade levels across a range of school districts on Long Island, and he's also been selected the past 2 years to serve as a judge in the Long Island Mathematics Fair. Unlike the engineer from MIT who gave up engineering for his dream was making by hand violins in the style of Stradivarius, our Lee Goldman has found his music through the teaching of mathematics. Congratulations. So we congratulate our students, also those who couldn't be here today. Congratulations to all of the honorees.
Thank you. Next, we have the Department of Modern Languages. The awards will be presented by Dr. Kathleen O'Connor-Bader.
Muchas gracias por estar aquí. Quiero pedirles a los condecorados que pasen adelante, por favor. I'd like to ask those who are being honored today to please step forward. In fact, we have 6 honorees. I'll read their names, and those who are here will get special attention. So Brenda Silverman will receive the award for academic excellence. Evelyn Ramos will receive the award for academic achievement. Additionally, Anthony Marino, Andrea Rivera, Lady Torres, who could not be here, are receiving the award for academic achievement. I'd like to present to you Brenda Silverman. Brenda was born in Mexico City. She has been at Old Westbury for 3 years now and is finishing her bachelor's degree in childhood education with a bilingual extension, concentration in Spanish. But in addition to this, she is finishing her Spanish language and literature degree. She is currently teaching at two private schools, Eastwood School and Love of Learning Montessori School, to lower elementary grade age groups. She is the mother of 2 children and is married. I don't know if her husband or children are here today, but okay. Muchas felicitaciones a tu mamá. Brenda plans to continue as a bilingual teacher in a public school and will continue with her master's degree. Evelyn Ramos is a transfer student from Queens College and one of our more dynamic students. She is quite versatile in her interests. She's considered a business minor and also is currently working at the Bethpage Federal Credit Union as a loan and member service representative, where she utilizes her bilingual skills to assist the Latino community. I asked her, who are you doing this for? And she said, para mi mamá, and for her daughter, Emily. And if Emily is here, I'd like to ask you to also congratulate your mom. Muchas gracias. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next, we have the Department of Politics, Economics, and Law, presented by Dr. Rose Muzio and assisted by Professor Thomas Lilly.
Greetings from the entire Faculty of Politics, Economics, and Law to all our students, family, and friends. Before we talk about our individual honorees, I'd like to share with you the achievement of Old Westbury's newly formed Model United Nations team. This spring, a group of students from the departments of PEL, American Studies, Media and Communications, Education and Public Health participated for the first time in a week-long National Model UN Conference in New York. To prepare for the conference, under the direction of Dr. Minetovich, the team spent the semester researching and writing position papers on a variety of global concerns, as if they were diplomats of the West African country of Ghana. At the conference, they engaged in simulations of UN ambassador meetings with students from 150 other schools. So we're very proud to say that Old Westbury's team was one out of only 30 teams, 30 other schools, out of 150, to receive an award of distinction for their papers, speeches, and negotiating skills. We're very grateful for the support from Provost Sullivan and Dr. DeLuca of the Honors College in launching this program that places our students on an international stage as ambassadors of the college's mission to build a just and sustainable world. So we're very proud of them. Now on to today's honorees. Will the PEL honorees please step forward? As they come up, I'll tell you these students inspire us every day. They're committed to their studies. They have an amazing work ethic. They are deeply concerned with social justice and fairness in our country and our world. And they've mastered a challenging curriculum and contributed so much to our program and our school. Most of them have worked long hours at jobs to pay the bills while they study. So we know they're going to continue to excel, and we want them to know that they have community and family here at Old Westbury. I would just add that I first entered Old Westbury as a freshman I'm admitting it because it's the 50th year anniversary, in 1974, only a few years after the school opened, and I have never regretted my affiliation for this institution, and I know you all feel the same way, so. For academic excellence, do you have the? You'll take these? I'll take these, okay. Amanda Tersigny graduated with a 4.0, one of the hardest working students her instructors have ever encountered, a voracious reader. She'll be attending St. John's in the fall. Amanda? Not here, okay. David Schofield, 3.93. Also a responsible and valued member of the PEL Club. He's waiting to hear from law schools he's applied to. He's anxiously awaiting, but any one of them would be lucky to have him. So, Kelly O'Halloran. Kelly is also a December graduate and contemplating his options. Right now, he's a real estate mogul in the Hamptons, but still wanting to make the world a better place. Kelly did a PowerPoint presentation in one of my classes on mounting student debt, which was informative and disturbing. And so he says, on the consequences of student debt for the individual and also for our society. He thinks that debt forgiveness would be a sound policy option. So we agree. So congratulations. Amanda Booth, also a December graduate, not only a PEL major, but she minored in industrial and labor relations, overcame obstacles, worked really long hours her entire years in school, and she's planning her wedding, and she's also planning a transition from a sales associate position to a position in human resources. She here? Joel Thomas, he's been with us for 4 years, making the Dean's List 7 of 8 semesters. His research paper for me this term is entitled "The Struggle of the Indigenous People of Ecuador Against Environmental Exploitation." So that's pretty cool. He's going to law school. For academic achievement, these students also with very impressive GPAs. Nadia Miachkina, multilingual, soft-spoken, with a big intellectual stick. She will either pursue a PhD in political science or law school. Emily Echeverria, transferred here from the University of South Florida. I don't know why she transferred here from the University of South Florida. That wind is pretty cold today. Emily's the one in the class who always knows the answer when she's randomly called on. So she's pretty cool. And going to law school as well. Sharalee Francis is going to pursue a master's in public administration, and I'm going to talk about Sharalee in a moment, so I'm going to put her aside for now. Oh, just for a second. Okay, so we also give an award for extracurricular service to the PEL program and the college, and we'd like to recognize 2 students. The first is Matthew Siquitos, the all-important president and former treasurer of the PEL Club. Matthew has coordinated events for the entire campus, managed the budget, has managed all the paperwork that is required to keep student clubs running. The PEL Club, like so many of the clubs on campus, are a vital part of college life that give opportunities for students to interact, to socialize, and to collectively deepen their education. So we have a lot of respect for students like Matthew who take on leadership roles so competently. So thanks, Matthew. And last but not least is, again, Shara Francis. Shara served as a research apprentice for our Center for Social Policy and Community Engagement, or C-SPACE. She assisted in a student-faculty research project that resulted in the important but disturbing finding that communities of color have only 1/3 as many primary care doctors who accept Medicaid as even the poorest communities in Nassau County. She recruited students to work on the project, trained them, and conducted many doctor interviews. She also conducted her own independent project on teen pregnancy and found that those communities with the least access to family planning services had the highest rates of teen pregnancy. So as a result of Shara work, she's been inspired to pursue a master's degree in public administration and a career that pursues fairness in healthcare policy in this country. So congratulations to all of our students for all of your achievements. The big switch.
So who are these 5 people who are still standing here? Within the Politics, Economics, and Law Department, we have a major in Industrial and Labor Relations, which is a demanding and broad course of study that requires our students to take classes in the interrelated fields of politics, economics, and law, as well as the specialized field of industrial and labor relations. And it is a demanding course of study, but it has to be a demanding course of study because in just a few weeks, our students will be commencing their post-Old Westbury lives, and some, like Aurelie Perotti to my left here, will be going on to graduate school to study, to get their master's in industrial and labor relations. And we insist that they be the best prepared amongst their fellow students at their graduate schools, as Aurelie, I know you will be. And others, more, will be going on to pursue work in the field of labor relations, which is by its nature an adversarial field, which is to say, if you look at these nice, studious people to my left, we are sending them out to swim with sharks. And as their swimming teachers, we like to make sure that they are prepared. These students are the ones from our program which have excelled. They are at the top of their class, and so I know their loved ones who are here today are, of course, justifiably proud of them, but today is my chance to say in front of all of you and President Butts and the world, I'm really proud of you too. Thank you. And I'm proud of them not just because they have those great GPAs that you see in your program, but because I know that they've done it in some cases while working full-time jobs, while working very demanding part-time jobs in the field of labor relations on both the union and the management side, while, I think this is true for actually all 5, while getting involved in professional organizations that usually people in our field don't get involved in until they've been out working for 10 years, and they've done it as students. And I get to do something a little dramatic this year, because I haven't seen any of my students since Tuesday. And I just found out today that one of them just won a $1,000 scholarship from the Labor and Employment Relations Association. So please don't faint when I announce it, but congratulations, Candace Ebanks, on your scholarship. And I, here, let me while I know the friends and families of everybody here are very proud, and you're all looking to a nice celebration tonight, particularly for the family of Candace Ebanks, who just won that $1,000, she's buying, right? I'm going to miss you all. Please come back and visit. I'm equally proud of all of you for different reasons, but equally proud of all of you. For academic excellence, Scott Wesselhoff. Stephen Rutgers Truono. Candace Ebanks. Devin Marks. And for academic achievement, Aurelie Perotti. Thank you all very much.